We are down to 4 teams. The WPIAL 5A Boys Basketball Semifinals. Hello and welcome, everyone. We are live here at Mount Lebanon High School for what should be an absolute gem of a game today as your Gateway Gators face off against the top-seeded Peters Township Indians here for a chance to play next Thursday night at 9 o'clock for the WPIAL Championship at the Peterson Event Center. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Our crew, led by Adam Gusky, Lee Schaefer III, Lee Schaefer Jr. I am Vince Russo, and I'm not alone today. Spencer, it's good to see you.
It's good to be back. It's been since football, I think, the last time we were both on the call, and should be a good one again here tonight.
So Spencer went along for the call today. We should have a really great matchup as both of these teams stare down an opportunity to go to the WPIAL final. Both of them are in the PIAA state tournament field, but certainly still a lot of bragging rights, a lot to play for here today. Spencer, you watched the game against McKeesport just a few short days ago. What stood out to you as the Gators staved off the comeback attempt by the Tigers with that 53-51 win?
I think the biggest thing is resilience for Gateway. They really did. It's a tough McKeesport team, and McKeesport team that they've lost to in the regular season, and you knew McKeesport was going to be coming. There was no chance that game was going to be a blowout or even a 10-point lead or a 10-point victory. But Gateway held strong. They controlled themselves the entire game. And when McKeesport came roaring back, pun intended, at the end of that one near the third and fourth quarter, Gateway stayed calm and they played their game and they won it at the end.
On the other side, Peters Township advanced with wins in the first and second round. They took care of business against Penn Trafford by 11 points and then a 68-60 victory over South Fayette. Spencer, quickly, for the Gators fans at home, to give us a little inside baseball, a little scouting report about the Indians coming into this game.
One of the top offenses in the WPIAL. We saw them put up 100 points against Thomas Jefferson, which is a crazy statistic regardless, but a team that I think runs through a guy named Jack Dunbar for Peters Township. He did really well against South Fayette, kind of struggled in the second and third quarter, and that was the reason why the Lions made it a really close game, but after that, Peters Township took control.
Then we are just moments away from getting started here. We do know that the winner of this contest will take on the Penn Hills Indians, who defeated the North Hills Indians 67-51 at Peters Township, coincidentally. And so the number 2 seed holds chalk, defeats the number 3 seed. This is the 1 versus 4 matchup. Spencer, you got to think this is going to be, for Peters Township, probably the most athletic team that they'll face all season. Yeah, definitely.
I think Gateway has a lot of threats that Peters Township really is going to need to corral as this one goes on.
Opening tip, we're underway, and the Gators will start with possession. They'll go right to left in their road black uniforms with gold trim. A nice move inside, and it's Tally Thompson.
Nice move by Thompson with the little head fake. Got the defender off his feet, and he rolls up for the finger roll.
Now a take by Dunbar inside. Dunbar answers the other way.
Dunbar physical right there, just going to the basket, making Gateway get into foul trouble or trying to. They were in foul trouble a little bit against McKeesport. One of their top players actually fouled out late in that game, so you got to think Peters Township's going to want to try and do the same thing.
Quick pace. Thompson going to pull the trigger from the corner. He misses everything. Transition the other way quickly and tipped away. Heads up defense there by Jaden Carr.
And you can tell why this team, Peters Township, puts up a lot of points. They like to move the ball fast. They like to move quick up the floor, make Gateway work, and make them hustle back on defense every single time.
Clean inbound, and now for the first time we'll see the Indians really get into their half court. Open 3 from deep. That one hits the front of the rim. No good, taken there by number 3, Nate Miller. Carr with the drive, the blow by, and he's fouled. It looked like it was a clean block at first, but Spencer, I think there might have been some body-to-body contact there.
Right there at the end, maybe, and I don't know if that ref had the greatest angle of that, but you can hear the O's in front of us from the Peters Township faithful. They thought that was a clean block.
So that's the first foul on either team. It's going to go against Cam Mills as Carr, who struggled uncharacteristically from the free throw line. Gators went just 7 of 18 as a team in that quarterfinal win against McKeesport. He won't get either of those two here. He's 0 for 2 his first trip.
And we talked about it earlier before the broadcast, how against McKeesport, Gateway really struggled at the free throw line. And a team that puts up a lot of points like Peters Township, just like that, a 3-point there. They need to keep up and need to get the gimmies that Peters Township is going to give them.
Dunbar connects from deep. Peters Township with their first lead, up 5-2.
Jack Dunbar had 10 points in the first 3 minutes against South Fayette, and that was the big reason why they defeated the Lions or had a commanding lead early on in that one. Dunbar cooled off a little bit, and that was the reason for South Fayette to come back. So that's not what Gateway wants right now, is for Dunbar to get hot.
Gators look a little discombobulated offensively. A couple players running into each other, and now Jaden Carr falls. He has to pick up his dribble and gets it back to Pryor. Good defense here in the early going.
And you don't have a shot clock. Just calm yourself down if you're Gateway. Work the ball to what you want and get those good looks.
Speaking of, MJ Stevenson hesitates, floats, finishes right at the rim.
They gave him the baseline, and that's exactly what he took. Good idea there by Stevenson with the reverse.
Dunbar the other way, calls his own number, spins, turns around. That one's no good, but tipped back out. And now another deep ball there is good. And now Dunbar, who had 10 points in the first 3 minutes, has 8 already here in the similar time frame.
They just stop and pop. That's all they do, Peters Township. They are not afraid of putting up as many shots as possible.
Thompson misses the initial good look, gets his own rebound, puts it back. And a frantic pace here as Dunbar could have taken the lid off of this place here with the Peters Township faithful in front of us. That's going to be Gators ball, and again protesting from the Peters Township fan base.
It was NBA range there from Dunbar on that one. Just kind of a heat check, see if he can really hit from anywhere in this first quarter. And missing that one, unfortunately. But yeah, the lid would have blown off here in Mount Lebanon if he had hit that one.
An excellent crowd, not too many seats. We're getting spillover into the back section on the home side here. Certainly a bit of a home game atmosphere for Peters Township, who from McMurray to Mount Lebanon where we're at had far less of a trek than the Gators faithful, but give credit to the Gators Nation. Good turnout here for the fans.
And not too far, just straight down 19 for Peters Township to Mount Lebanon here.
Nice pass inside, and Stevenson hangs and finishes. He's got 4 in the early going, and we're knotted up at 8.
Oh, bad defense from Gateway, letting those home run passes through. Cannot do that against a team that constantly pushes the floor so fast, Peters Township.
Mickey Vaccarello, fresh into the game, has 2 points, and Peters reclaims the lead. Hold there as the entry pass to Thompson was almost knocked away, so that's going to be a foul against Thomas Aspinall, who's also fresh into the game. Some wholesale substitutions. It's a 9-man rotation for Peters Township. They're not afraid to go to the bench. They've got a lot of people that can score the basketball.
Yeah, players in double-digit points. Vaccarello had 12, Miller had 10 as a foul there.
Trey Williams going to have an opportunity for the and one. Floats, absorbs the contact, finishes at the rim. He's got a chance to put the Gators back in front. Williams was in double figures, had a monster first half against McKeesport, as he's money from the free throw line there, 1 for 1 and 3 points in the early going.
See Peters Township really working themselves now. They were just kind of throwing up the ball, but now they got that 3-man rotation where they're just kind of running into each other and trying to get that open look outside the 3-point line. They don't have anyone near the paint for Peters Township.
Turnover, pass forward, Pryor hangs, finishes. Almost had that one blocked away, had to adjust midair. And now Pryor on the scorer's sheet. That's the 4th Gator to score in this one. And the lead is 3 for the Gators.
That's a good move by Pryor, recognizing the steal and immediately just booking it down the court, and a great pass to him to finish on the other side.
Another interception, errant pass there, good hands in the passing lane, and now Thompson gonna push it the other way. Gators with 5 unanswered points here, looking to add on to an early lead. Pryor absorbs the contact, he goes down, loses his dribble, and that one's tipped away. Last touch by Thompson. Unforced error there on the Gators, gives the ball back to Peters Township.
The right idea there from Pryor and Thompson. Thompson making that backdoor cut, seeing the open court, but just out of the reach. A lot tougher to make a good good clean pass when you're on the floor like that for Pryor. But Gateway's kind of cooled off a little bit. They really chucked up some threes to get hot, and then they have not had much offense lately, but nice little feed, or nice little drive in there for the 2 points.
Brendan McCullough finishes at the rim, pulls Peters Township within 1. Tried to go for the steal, leads to an open look for 3. That's going to come out to Pryor, who thought about it, but it's going to slow things down here for the Gators. As we said, the winner of this contest will meet Penn Hills next Thursday night, 9 p.m. at the Peterson Event Center for the WPIAL 5A Boys Basketball Crown. Offensive foul. They're going to get Thompson on the push-off there. Must have extended the elbow. That's going to be his first. That'll be, I believe, just the first foul against the Gators. Not a whole lot of whistles in this one early. 3 team fouls against Peters Township. Thompson picks up his first, and that's the Gators' first as well. Dunbar from deep again, connects.
Absolute sharpshooter, Jack Dunbar. There's a reason he leads the team in points per game. When you're hitting threes like that, 3's greater than 2, and he can definitely hit from beyond the arc.
Averages just over 18 a game, and here in the first quarter already has 11. Leading the way with most of the points for Peters Township, who reclaims the lead after the Gators had gone on a 5-0 run. Pryor fights his way inside, kicks for Stevenson. You can feel the defense ratcheting up for the Indians, who are trying to build some momentum as well. Carr going to pull up from the free throw line. He misses everything. That's going to be a turnover.
Carr was caught in the middle there. He didn't know if he wanted to kick it out into the corner or take the shot, and unfortunately he arguably did neither of them. Just kind of throwing that one up for an air ball. Hesitated in midair, and that was the reason for that air ball. Just kind of in his head a little bit there. Just got to calm himself down, play the next play. You got plenty of time here to make the good look or make the good shot.
Big storyline. These two teams have not played in over 20 years. So none of these players were even alive at that point. So an unorthodox matchup. Both teams sort of feeling each other out here in the early going, scrambling between the semifinals a few days ago and now to try and get a scouting report, watch some film, and understand their opponent's tendencies.
Both teams talked about it in the preview, how they just kind of had to find some video of them and just kind of a couple days in advance to watch some film of both of these games. Might have watched our games, our film of it on Gateway Gator Productions. At least Peters would have, but just trying to figure out what these teams are. What do they consist of? And you can tell Peters Township is a very deep team in terms of players off the bench, as a couple of them have checked in now. And Gateway, they kind of run through their rotation of 5 or 6, but they run through it really well in the sense that everybody really gets a share of it.
So Cam Mills picks up his second foul there. Tough inbound. Stevenson has to go up high to get it. We're under 1 minute to play here in quarter number 1. Here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Thank everyone for joining us in what has been a game that's lived up to the billing thus far. There's a near turnover there. Zeigler got his hands in the passing lane, but Stevenson came back to it. Now turnaround floater. That one's going to fall after hitting just about every part of the rim. That's Trey Williams.
No basket. Looked like a foul underneath, I believe, was going to be the call. I think that was on number 11, Alec Dunsmore. At least that's what the referee was looking at. A very late call in terms of waving that off. But we're going to see what the exact call is now.
Well, either that or maybe it was a 3 seconds call. We've had no foul called at the monitor. Now the officials stepping over to the scores table.
You hear the ref saying my fault. So I see him motioning my fault. I don't know exactly. We'll see what this. So they are going to give him the points.
Bucket falls. Williams now with 5. 27 seconds left here in the first quarter.
I think that was the call, was 3 second violation, but I think because that shot was taken, you're allowed to be in there when the 3 seconds are going up. It was just a matter of kind of a bang-bang situation right there, and the ref was just a little late on it. But recognizing the call was wrong, saying my fault, and letting the basket count, that's a good call from the ref, or a good mistake fixed by the ref.
So the Indians will hold for the last shot here in the opening quarter, trying to take a lead as both these teams deadlocked at 15. Move there, drive inside, hanging and unable to finish. That'll give the ball back to the Gators with 3.5 seconds left, and now they have an opportunity if they can inbound it cleanly. Or rather, the ball will stay with Peters Township, my apologies. So the Indians still with a chance here, but the block with 3.5 seconds left will force them to maybe catch, pass, and shoot. Good defense there. That one's off the mark. And we're deadlocked after 8 minutes of play, 15-all between the Indians and the Gators. Spencer, what are your takeaways from the first 8 minutes there?
Well, Peters Township really came out to a great start, hitting threes from Jack Dunbar. He had 3 of them in that first quarter, but after that, Gateway really collected themselves. They looked a little confused and looked a little scared almost in that beginning couple of minutes. They're able to work themselves in, and it's kind of 2 different types of basketball here. Peters Township loves to chuck up the ball. They live by the 3 and die by the 3, and right now they were living by the 3, but at the end of that quarter, threes weren't really falling for them, and Gateway was able to work the ball inside and get those physical points to bring it back within and tie the game up.
So back and forth we go through the first quarter of play. Taking a look, it was the Jack Dunbar show for the Indians in that first quarter. 11 of the 15 points. Brendan McCullough and Mickey Maccarello, each with 2 points apiece. On the other side, much more balanced scoring attack from the Gateway Gators. 5 points by Trey Williams. He led the way. 4 points apiece for Tylee Thompson and MJ Stevenson, and then Caleb Pryor with a bucket as well. So that's your scoring after 1 frame. This is a matchup of respective section champs. The Indians were the champs in Section 1. The Gators took home the crown in Section 3. Both went 9-1 in section play. Drive inside to start this week. Some contact. See if the bucket counts. It will. A nice finish there. Fighting his way inside is Nate Miller. So he'll have a chance at 3 the old-fashioned way.
It was a good move by Miller. He kind of protected that ball, knew he was going to take the contact. Once he took it, right off that top corner of the glass and in. 3-point play opportunity for Peters.
Miller can't connect to finish, so the lead remains at 2. First points for Miller in this one is MJ Stevenson with the rebound, and he'll get the Gators back into their half-court offense. Going up top. Gators had some success with that as it is Cam Mills stepping on the line, playing through 2 early fouls in this one. Couple alley-oops against McKeesport. Have to wonder if that was the game maybe where Peters Township watched the film, they were ready for that.
Yeah, there was 3 guys right there for it. They stayed home. Peters Township did defensively. Nice play by them to stay in front of that one, not allow the alley-oop.
Tough take there, and then last touch by the Gators, so no points on that possession. Good defense by the Indians, and they'll get it back, looking to improve on their early second quarter lead. Dunbar has the ball knocked away, and a good job corralling it is Alec Dunsmore. Now Tylee Thompson almost trails out of bounds.
He almost lost that one. That was very close to that baseline.
He's going to drive again and take a similar tough take. Wanted the call there, won't get the foul call. And so now coming back the other way in transition, it's a quick take and blocked away by Dunsmore. Erases the shot by McCullough, and now here come the Gators in transition. They'll get an open look from Thompson, and it's just a bit strong. Intercepted. Good defense there after the initial rebound by Dunsmore. Miller comes away with it. Gators are able to stop the transition attack there, at least momentarily. Tough defense taken away by Pryor. He has a path to the basket, and he'll finger roll that one down.
Nice play by Jaden Carr, or correction, that was number 2, Caleb Pryor for Gateway. And he's had a couple of those opportunities where he's kind of poked away at it, or he's just really quick on the transition, and he earns himself the points there.
Shot off the mark, Gators get the rebound.
Peters Township, I mean, after a hot start, is kind of really cooled off right now as things are just not falling down for Peters Township. And credit Gateway's defense, though.
Oh, a tough floater there, and Pryor has it lip out. The Indians have forced some real tough takes, but they've also turned it over. Now a quick pass again to Pryor, has another clear path to the basket, and he'll finish. Pryor with all 4 points for the Gators here in the second frame. He's up to 6.
And if you're going to have bad miscues on offense, you have to make sure that there's at least a guy or two back on defense. Peters Township was very sluggish getting back after that initial deflation of their own mentality is losing that ball. And Pryor was able to capitalize, just really pushing the floor and getting himself these points.
You can see Jaden Carr all over Dunbar. Dunbar had a good look there, couldn't get it. Ball is knocked away. Last touch by the Indians, and the Gators will get it back. Up to 3 minutes and 9 seconds into this second quarter. You can feel the momentum sort of shift their way. And Spencer, it's really started at the defensive side. They've done a good job turning defense to offense in this quarter.
And Peters Township really can't work the ball inside right now. They're struggling. Alec Dunsmore has had a very good start to this game defensively. A couple of blocks and some really good rebounds. And that's the problem for the Indians. They can't get inside.
Oh, a beautiful blow-by move there by Pryor, who misses, but right on cue, Dunsmore, who's played so well defensively, there to clean it up, and it's an 8-2 run.
2 guys inside for Gateway as a foul is going to be called on Jaden Carr. 2 guys inside on the offensive rebound, 3 guys there for Peters Township, but 2 offensive rebounds for Gateway. That is just lackluster boxing out from the Indians there to give those second chance opportunities for Dunsmore and the likes for the Gateway Gators.
So that'll be the first personal foul on Jaden Carr, the 3rd team foul against the Gators. The Indians trying to get a good look at the basket. The Gators have been stifling here in the second quarter. 6 consecutive points for the Gators, who have built a 4-point lead. Nice fake, a good move inside, the kick. That one lips in and out, and Dunsmore with a strong rebound, tips it away to Trey Williams. And now here come the Gators again in transition. Carr goes behind the back, but has that stripped away. Got just a little too fancy with it there, and then the extra pass leads to an easy layup for Jake Ziegler.
And that's what Peters Township needs to continue doing. They need to press the floor. When they press the momentum, press the tempo, Gateway really struggled coming out of that first quarter. And plays like that, you got 3 guys running down there immediately on that one as a foul is going to be called on 23. It's Nick McCullough. But that's how Peters Township needs to beat Gateway if they're going to go inside. They can't hesitate to go inside against a tall Gateway team that has really good defenders. If you're going to go inside, you have to have those feeds outside if you're slowing the momentum down, slowing the tempo down to open up the 3-point play. Right now, the threes aren't falling for Peters Township, so Gateway is just collapsing inside because they know that Peters Township's trying to work themselves inward to get some good looks inside.
So the inbound is to Stevenson, who nearly has it taken away. Excellent defense here by McCullough. I'll get it to Carr. Carr stops, pops. A little too strong there, but Dunsmore gets it back. That's going to be a held ball. Possession arrow stays with the Gators. A good defense by the Indians there.
Another offensive rebound for the Gators. Peters Township is struggling on the boards right now, and that's one of the big reasons why Gateway is up by a couple points here in the second quarter.
Gators know that the Indians like to go fast. They're happy to slow it down in the half court. Floater there, falls, a nice move, the up and under. And Thompson with 6 points now.
Thompson recognizing he's going to leave his feet, so he goes with the up and under like you said. And that's how you work the offense against a Peters team that really gets foot happy.
Open look for Dunbar, and it's a bit strong off the back of the iron.
Dunbar has been cold in this second quarter, and that is why Peters Township is struggling right now.
Oh my goodness, a beautiful spin move there by Carr, but he can't finish, and now it's Dunbar the other way, 3-on-2. He'll drive inside on Stevenson, floats, and finishes at the rim. First points in the second quarter for Dunbar, who had 11 in the first.
And he needs to do that. He's got the height, he's got the physical advantage. Go inside and attack and make Gateway pull back. That way, if you want those open look threes, Gateway's gonna stay home on defense inside the paint so you get those little bit better looks outside.
Williams kicks, Thompson shoots and knocks it down. Big three for Thompson. He has 9 in the lead. Now it's largest for the Gators at 5.
First three in the second quarter for Gateway is Peters Township responding, and that's what they need. They need Dunbar. They had the mismatch, different sided, or the side advantage for Dunbar, and he connects on 3.
That's the 4th three-point bucket for Dunbar in this one. He leads all scorers with 14 or 16 points rather. Carr gonna draw the foul. He's so good at that. So elusive, him and Pryor both. So that'll be 5th team foul, 6th team foul rather. So the next one will put the Gators into the bonus, but we are already just 93 seconds away from halftime. This game is flying by.
And the reserves have come in for Peters Township. They've got 4 guys that just subbed in. If you're Gateway, you gotta try and take advantage of this. Dunbar's the only guy still out there right now for the Indians on the starting rotation, so you really wanna try and attack the guys who have just come in on defense.
Physical inbound there. Threw it up and Pryor able to come away with it. But again, strong defense from McCullough. Not afraid to get physical on that side of the ball. Pryor leaves it for Thompson. Thompson falling away. Almost gets that one to go, and that's going to be an over the back on Trey Williams.
Yeah, Williams just boxed out there and just a little bit too aggressive trying to get that rebound. Right call on the offensive foul, but again, you got to give them the credit. You got to give Gateway a lot of credit. They're attacking the glass on the offensive side. That was a one-on-one battle right there. Unfortunately won by Peters Township there, but they're getting these extra looks. They're getting the good looks that they want, and Peters Township is not responding right now. But they need to get themselves good looks outside if they want to win this game, Peters Township.
Nice drive inside. They had the open three, passed it up, and then the follow through. Finish there by Mickey Vaccarello, his second bucket. And we are squared back up here. We'll see if the Gators hold for the last shot here. Under a minute to play in the first half. Gonna drive inside the floater. A beautiful finish there by Pryor, who has 6 points here in the second quarter, 8 overall. He puts the Gators back in front. Look for the Indians to get the offense rolling here with about 10 ticks left to get a good shot. Here they'll go. It's a nice drive inside. Ball's tied up. And the ball will stay with Peters Township with 8 seconds left. Back into the contest quickly. Jake Ziegler and number 14, Cam Mills.
8 seconds left. You got to think Peters Township is going to try and run some type of play to get an open look, because head coach Joe Ehrman takes a timeout. Ehrman, real quick while we have the time, just give a lot of credit. Last year, Peters Township, 8-14 record. They were 2-8 in 6A. They have completely turned things around. Haven't been to the WPIAL Finals since 2009. And the former Baldwin head coach got to drop that one in there. A couple of assistants also from Baldwin there. Cal DiGregorio is the assistant. That was my academic advisor in high school. Fun fact for you. Jake Monroe I went to high school with, an assistant there as well for him. But you got to think they're going to start trying to run a play here, and you wonder if it's going to be a look for Dunbar. Do you try and get him a look outside for a three and then just kind of crash the boards with about 5 seconds left and hopefully you get an offensive rebound? Or do you try and hesitate a little bit, try and get something inside to force maybe a three-point play?
Here we go, inbound play with 8 seconds left. They're looking to get it into Dunbar. Good defense there. They'll force it out. Drive inside, the spin, the shot. That one falls with less than 2 seconds left. That'll be how the half ends. As a nice bucket there by Ziegler. He'll finish with 4 points. And we are squared up. 15-15 after 1 quarter. 13 apiece in the second. Added up quickly. It's 28 apiece as we head into the half. Spencer, what stands out to you now after 16 minutes of play?
Oh, I know it sounds cliche, the fact that these two teams are evenly matched on the scoreboard. They're evenly matched in the game. You saw Peters Township really take advantage. Got really hot in the first quarter. Gateway brought themselves back. I think the second quarter, it's been a lot closer in terms of the momentum swings between the two teams. And right now, I mean, Peters Township, they've got the fans on their crowd. Big crowd here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. They've got the fans on them, but Gateway has really stepped up offensively as well, especially on the rebounding game. I think that's what Peters Township needs to fix in the second half.
We're deadlocked at 28 after 2 quarters of play. It's Dunbar with 16 points for Peters Township on the other side, scoring a little more even. But it's Tylee Thompson with 9 points and Caleb Pryor with 8 leading the Gators. We'll step aside for a little over 9 minutes and then we'll be right back here. Spencer and I will have the second half call here on GatewayGatorProductions.com.
The Trib Live High School Sports Network is once again your home for WPIAL basketball championships. Watch all the action from all 12 games, boys and girls, exclusively here on HSSN. And did we mention it's free? That's right. No credit cards, no paywalls. Watch all games live for free, only here on HSSN. WPIAL basketball championships are presented by FNB Bank.
Just a few moments away from getting started with half number 2. All deadlocked at 28 after 2 quarters of play. Again, this is the WPIAL 5A boys semifinal. The winner of this game plays next Thursday evening, 9 o'clock at the Peterson Event Center. They'll take on the number 2 seeded Penn Hills Indians. Spencer, a quick half. Neither team got into the bonus. 16 fouls for Peters Township, 4 for Gateway. There was only one player that registered multiple fouls to the best of my knowledge. Because of that, we get to see a lot of the star players in the starting lineup stay in this game. Certainly Peters Township has gone to the well, not to be unexpected with their deeper rotation, but as you talked about, the Gators have that 7-man rotation with Dunsmore coming off the bench. And every once in a while you see Vito Campolo, but for the most part it's a 6-7-man rotation, and they seem to do pretty well with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tale of two teams that are pretty evenly matched right now in this one. I don't see anything that separates the two right now. The only thing I see is, the question is, will Peters Township get hot from outside the arc? If they can really heat up outside the three-point line, this game will be completely different. I think Peters Township could take advantage of that. On the other side for Gateway, they're doing a really good job attacking the glass and attacking the boards when it comes to inside looks. If they could really continue that and Peters Township struggles on the boards, Gateway will get a lot more opportunities on offense, and that will keep Peters Township a lot colder on the other side of the court.
It'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made on both sides. You saw, certainly in spurts, Peters Township getting good looks in the half court, but to your credit, Spencer, not really able to get the ball inside consistently on the other end. Sort of the same deal at times with the Gators. A lot of floaters, a lot of tough angle layup opportunities. Neither team really got into all that much of a rhythm offensively, so both teams still put a decent amount of points up.
Yeah, the looks are, you could make the argument, the looks are as clean as a gas station bathroom at 3 in the morning. I mean, they're not great looks inside for either team. And I think both teams recognize that, and they're taking the contact, especially Gateway, they're taking the opportunities when they can, they're taking the highly contested shots when they have them, and they're getting the fadeaways, they're getting the runners, the floaters, when they have those opportunities. I don't think Peters Township is doing the same thing on the other side, but I think if they either continue to attack the glass and get Gateway into more foul trouble, but Gateway's defense has been stellar in this one as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what Peters Township will do in the second half here to respond.
Possession arrow points towards the Gators, so they'll start out with the ball here in our second half of play. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Along with Spencer Witt, I'm Vince Russo here on Gateway Gator Productions. A tough layup there, no good. So the Gators come up empty, and the other way, it's Dunbar forcing his way inside after faking the three, and then a charge underneath. A good job standing in there. Caleb Pryor absorbing the contact, and that's going to be an offensive foul on number 15 for Peters Township, Jake Ziegler.
Yeah, and Pryor for Gateway, standing there, had both his feet down. There's no half circle here in high school basketball. You have that possession, or you have that zone. If you have your feet set, that's exactly what he did. Took the shoulder contact. Good call by the refs.
So a little bit of perspiration on the court. We'll get that taken care of here before we march on. So a stoppage of play just 21 seconds into the second half with neither team scoring on their first possession. The Gators will get it back, looking to reclaim the lead in what's been sort of a seesaw battle here, a game of runs. The Gators have led by as many as 5, but every time Peters Township has had an answer, most often from beyond the arc. Nice feed inside, blocked away, and Thompson has a foot on the line. That'll go back the other way toward the Indians. And again, Spencer, both teams really struggling to finish inside.
That was good defense, though, by Peters Township. They saw the switch, they recognized it, stayed where they were supposed to, and the defense just came up big there for Peters Township.
Struggles close to the bucket for both teams.
One of the first blocks we've seen, I think, for the Indians here in this one, though.
Quick ball movement. Peters Township likes to go up-tempo. A lot of movement, trying to get mismatches, trying to get screens to open guys up. The Gators have stayed locked in. See there, Stevenson, a good job sticking with his defender. Now a good move underneath, forcing inside. That'll be a foul on Thompson, his second. And that will send Ziegler to the line.
And that is textbook by Ziegler. You kick out, you wait to see what they give you if you're not going to shoot it. They gave him the baseline, he took it immediately, took the contact, threw it up, and that's going to get him 2 foul shots.
Just the second and third free throw attempts for Peters Township in this one. They were 0 for 1 in the first half. The Gators just 1 for 3. She said not a lot of fouls, so byproduct of that, not a lot of free throws.
Real quick, one of those things though, a left-handed shooter, Ziegler, you really don't want to give him the baseline. You want him to go to his right side, so kind of a slight issue there from Gateway defensively there, but they gave Ziegler the baseline with the left hand, and he was able to earn himself those 2 free throws.
Those are our first points here, coming a couple minutes into our second half. Now Dunbar goes to the ground, almost had the steal. Nice pass underneath, no look. And Trey Williams able to put that one home.
When they saw that Peters Township was aggressive and they weren't able to come up with the ball, they pushed it forward. You had the man advantage. They found the open look and it was there for Gateway.
Open three, goes down. And again, it's Ziegler. He has 5 points. Knocking on the door with double figures. There's 9 here. As Carr able to draw the foul as McCullough was all over him.
McCullough has been, to say the least, very aggressive when it comes to going up the floor, giving Pryor a lot of issues. And the Peters Township student section not happy with that call, but I think there's a question of when does the line get drawn between playing him tight and just being too much there. Had a hand on his back a little bit. I think that was the big reason they called that foul on Brendan McCullough.
Carr does just such a good job of creating that contact and getting those foul calls.
That's my favorite defensive matchup here is 2 versus 2 because you know Brendan McCullough is not going to stand back.
Good look there, but just a bit strong. Hits the back of the iron. Now it's Dunbar the other way. A full head of steam, kicks it. And a nice drive inside. Erased by MJ Stevenson. And now a pass the other way, and it's Carr. Floats, finishes. Nice bucket there for Carr. Those are his first points after coming up short at the free throw line early in this one. And the Gators are back within one.
McCullough attacks the basket, but what he does is he tries to kick it out when the defensive player was there expecting the kick out. If you see him go to his right, you got to go with the left hand to the basket. Unfortunately, he was trying to kick it out for three, but there was a Gateway player right there, and that led to the transition offense.
So Dunbar is hacked on his way to the bucket. And so he will head now to the free throw line. As the Gators been sort of biting on the shot fakes here in the second half. That's led to a couple flat-footed opportunities. Indians have taken advantage and got themselves to the free throw line.
This is more what head coach Joe Ehrman has been pushing, I think, in this second half, is to be more aggressive underneath and see what Gateway gives you. Do they give you the underneath, or do they give you the kickouts for three? And I think right now they're giving them the kickouts for three, so that's why Peters Township is going up on strong on the boards.
Dunbar's first points here in the second half. He's up to 18 to lead all scorers, and now Thompson just dribbles it off of his leg. That's going to give the ball right back to Peters Township. So another unforced error for Thompson and the Gators. Can the Indians make the Gators pay at the other end?
Thompson's had that issue a couple times now. He's usually been able to corral it back, but that Peters Township defense is stifling when it comes to the half-court line. So Thompson, you can't be lazy with those balls. You got to keep it near your side at all times.
Dunbar again driving inside, has it poked away, and it's going to stay with the Indians after it's poked away from Trey Williams.
And that's a good play, though, by Alec Dunsmore. He goes up with the left hand to block it, keeps his right hand down in case there's a fake, and he just swipes it right out of the hands of the Peters Township player.
Open look from the corner. It's good. Three ball goes from McCullough.
Hot sleeping Gateway's defense. You cannot let McCullough just stand there. He never moved on that inbounds play. He was there the whole time, nobody there for him, and he puts up that three-pointer.
Gators offense has struggled here. They'll get bailed out by the foul call, but still a tough look there for Carr, who was able to get the defender off his feet, get some contact there to head to the free throw line.
50-50 call there, I think, and the ref is going to call it for Gateway's. Peters Township is going to argue that they were kind of staying up. They stood up the whole time, but the contact was too much, and that resulted in the foul.
So that's the first against Miller. That's the third team foul on Peters Township here. About 3.5 or 4.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Math. Just two team fouls against the Gators. Carr knocks both down, and they're back within 4.
The basket from number 2, Brandon McCullough. And McCullough, what he did there, drove in. Gateway's playing a little bit deeper. They're playing back towards the basket, so McCullough does the spin move and a little fade to get some separation for the mid-range shot.
Looks like an official's timeout. Will stop play at least momentarily. Carr with a nice behind the back move, had to get rid of it at the last minute, almost traveled. Thought about the shot, knew it was going to be a tough one, so let the pass fly, and luckily now Pryor with it, nice move inside, has it stripped away, but he'll get it back, he'll pass it inside, a couple Gators wide open, they'll get it underneath, and a chance at three the old-fashioned way, and a helter-skelter possession ends up being fortuitous for MJ Stevenson, as it looked like that was near disaster for a second as Pryor had it knocked away.
That's hustle play right there. Who wants it more? Gateway was all over that one. That ball on the ground. A Gateway player near it the whole time. They were able to kick it over to the open guys. They got lucky a little bit there. 2 Peters Township players dove for it. Gateway came up with it, so you got the numbers underneath, and then the physical contact strong up there and earning the and one.
Stevenson gets that one to rattle home. So that's a three-point play. Gators take advantage once again, 3 for 3 from the free throw line here, and now within 3 points after being down as many as 6.
Good look underneath for Peters Township. They double team McCullough, and McCullough finds the open guy underneath.
Ziegler has 7 points here in the third quarter to build that lead back up to 5. That's what Peters Township does. They're a streaky team, and they just try to ride the wave. Carr able to create a little separation. Tough defense here from the Indians. Gators will reset with 3 minutes left in quarter number 3. Pryor gets an open look from beyond the arc. That one just a bit strong, but Williams gets it back. Contact, Dunsmore gets it back. His shot's good.
Back-to-back offensive rebounds. That's something we hadn't seen in this third quarter for much of Gateway's possessions, but right there, they're able to get those boards and get those second chance opportunities.
Back to a 1-possession game and an offensive foul, a moving screen. That's going to be against Cam Mills, and that's going to be his 3rd.
Mills just never set his feet there on the screen. Really just trying to do the extra effort there to keep that guy away from his teammate. They're going to call him for the offensive foul, but it's where Gateway needs to capitalize now. Miscues for Peters Township, and now they have numbers.
Coming quickly, Pryor lets that one go, bounces off the iron, no good. Strong rebound by the Indians, but they're not out of the woods yet. A lot of pressure there. Now a 3-on-3 the other way. They'll get a corner 3, just a bit strong. Jaden Carr clears it, gets it to Stevenson, and here come the Gators in transition. Look for them to slow things down. This is the way that Peters Township wants to play, back and forth, quick. Carr able to blow by, hesitates, uses the left hand. What a beautiful finish.
Not how I expected that finish to go. He goes with the left instead of the right. I thought he had a little cleaner look, but he's able to bring that one down strong, and he goes up with the left. Great play by Carr.
So the Gators back within 1. Can they poke back ahead? They've been hanging around. Good defensive play there. As Stevenson knocks that one away.
Stevenson looking like a defensive back there, getting a hand in front of that one to poke it away. And Peters Township, other than that underneath basket, we saw the 2-on-1. They really haven't clean looks in the past couple of opportunities. A man wide open though up top, McCullough. Now they're going to slow things down.
Both teams have stayed in man-to-man defense through the entirety of this contest thus far. Dunsmore, good defense there. They'll kick it and get an open look from the corner once again, and they'll knock it down. Boy, can this team shoot. And Ziegler now with 10 points in the quarter, 6 coming from behind the arc.
And that's all McCullough right there. Trey Williams comes over for the help defense. McCullough recognizes it. There's got to be an open guy. It's in the corner for Ziegler. And Ziegler has really stepped up here in the second half.
Good ball movement. Carr, the tough take. Misses everything. Dunbar in transition, going to take it himself. Hangs, finishes. Dunbar now with 20.
Dunbar flexing on the floor after that one. I did not expect him to get a good look out of that one, as Dunsmore was right in front of him, but he puts that one in nicely. Those are the leadership baskets we see from Dunbar.
Another tough look. The Gators then commit the foul far away from the bucket.
Gateway needs to take a timeout right now. I think they need to settle things down. I know there's only 35 seconds left here in this third quarter, but Peters Township right now has everything going for them.
Gators have yet to call a timeout in this game. So that is the first foul against Pryor. Third team foul against the Gators here in half number 2. 5 team fouls against Peters Township. Very nearly a 5-second call there. Indians had to have guys running back in a hurry to get that one inbounded, but they do cleanly. See if they hold for the last shot here with 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Good drive inside, contact. That'll be a foul with 8.1 left. That'll be against MJ Stevenson. So the Indians will step to the line here with a chance to add on to the 6-point lead. It'll be Nate Miller, who was 0 for 1 his first time at the charity stripe. Connects on that one. Miller gets them both to fall, doubles his point total up to 4 now. And the lead is once again the largest we've seen for either team at this point. 8 points for the Indians, but the Gators will get a chance to cut into that before the end of the third quarter here with 6 seconds left. Got to shoot. And that's going to be a travel with a half a second left. Pryor taps his chest, says, "That's my bad." And now Peters Township will get a chance for a quick catch and shoot. But it's going to be from pretty far away here, as they'll be inbounding the ball on the Gators side of the court.
And Pryor just really trying to push up the tempo, push himself forward. And you have such tight defense that he really was having trouble holding it.
So the Hail Mary shot off the mark. The Gators have their work cut out for them as Peters Township carries an 8-point lead into our final frame. A little bit more scoring in that one. Peters Township putting up 21 points. On the other side, just 13 for the Gators. Do the quick math, it's 49 to 41. Jack Dunbar leading the way with 20 points. But don't overlook the effort by Jake Ziegler. Ziegler with 10 points in that third quarter. He has 14 on the game thus far, and really, Spencer, those two have manufactured the bulk of the offense for the Indians.
Yeah, Ziegler's really stepped up here on the bench, and constantly we see for Peters Township, guys come off the bench with double-digit point scores in the game. And another one I'll give credit to is Brennan McCullough, number 2. He had a handful of points, a handful of assists in the second half. He had 15 points in the second half against South Fayette, of 17 points total. So I feel like when Dunbar was kind of quiet in that second half against South Fayette, it was McCullough who stepped up for that team. And right now, both of them are working in tandem pretty well, and Ziegler as well. Ziegler is finding the open looks, and he's knocking them down when he needs to. And that's been the difference right now.
So the Indians had 4 players in double figures in both of their first and second round playoff wins. Right now, it's been the two-headed monster, Ziegler and Dunbar. Peters Township will start with the ball as we get underway here in the fourth quarter. 49-41, a nice feed inside, but an even better defensive play. And then a reckless foul there as Nate Miller just comes over and bodies up MJ Stevenson, and he'll get called.
And MJ Stevenson, that's a really heads-up play there, because he easily could have gone to the left with that one a little bit, but he recognizes Miller is coming at him, so he takes the contact and forces the foul. And try and put, you're getting 7:48 here in the fourth. If you can get yourself into the bonus and the double bonus, how important that could be, this game gets close.
Next foul will be the 7th against Peters Township, so the rest of the way the Gators will be shooting free throws. That's a foul. Wraparound, reach-in foul there by Dunbar.
And that's a lazy defensive play there from Dunbar. You cannot give up a foul like that, especially a foul where it's a wraparound reach-in and Carr is already beating you. He's beating you. Just let him have it. Don't force this for a 1-and-1 here and bring Gateway back into this game potentially.
Thompson can't get it to go, and the Gators once again come up empty at the free throw line.
We saw Gateway struggle against McKeesport on the free throw line. How will they do here in this one?
Another open 3, the putback off the mark, but an offensive rebound, and now it was the Gators in the first half who seemed to be controlling the boards. In the second half, the Indians have cleaned things up. They're boxing out effectively, getting second chance opportunities.
And you talk about another sport's first touches. Peters Township is getting the first touch when it comes to off of the boards, and they're able to get those extra opportunities.
Good defense by Dunsmore. Forces that shot a little off kilter.
That's one McCullough I think he needs to make, though, late in this one in a close game.
Williams underneath, gets the good look and is able to put that one up and in. So the Gators with their first points here. Contact underneath, that one no good.
What a pass, though. Home run pass to Ziegler, and he's not able to put that one up.
Carr drives inside. That one lips out close. And now it's going to be a foul call underneath. So the Gators get a little help there as the foul will get called and will send them to the line. MJ Stevenson shooting the 1-and-1.
That was number 14 for Peters Township. Cam Mills, the junior, he gets called for pushing the back, and that's, I believe, his fourth foul. And this one, tough break for Mills. Not a foul you want to give up, though, pushing the back.
So front end of the 1-and-1 rattles home for Stevenson. So he'll earn the second. Stevenson now with 8 points in this one. Second one's money. Thompson Stevenson, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. The Gators pull back within 4. So they have still work to do. Dunbar floats again and just can't get it to go. And my goodness, Spencer, it isn't for a lack of good looks. The Indians just haven't been able to get them to fall. Now the Gators trying to take advantage to try and get back within one possession. Great crowd here, great energy. Stevenson thought about the three. He'll pull it back, give it to Carr. Carr wide open, right inside the key, and he'll knock it down.
Carr recognizing the space. They gave him that mid-range shot, so he says, I'm going to take it wide open, and why not? A 2-point game now, 5:40, and the first timeout we'll see from Peters Township.
We've not seen a whole lot of stoppages in this one thus far. We get one here at 5:40 in the final frame.
Oh, we're approaching, it's only 3 o'clock. It's only been an hour gone by, not even, from the game time. This started at 2 o'clock. But you know, basketball, it's gonna be a long one. You gotta strap in here, especially a close game. 5:40 on the clock. It's gonna be a lot of timeouts, gonna be a lot of fouls. And I hate saying it because I sound like a broken record. Who hits their free throws will be the difference in this game potentially for either team.
And all of this with a chance to go to the 5A championship game next Thursday night at the Peterson Event Center to boot. The winner of this contest will take on the second-seeded Penn Hills Indians, who dispatched North Hills earlier this afternoon, 67-51 at Peters Township's home gym. And boy, is that a nice facility. Brand new high school built within the last several years. Dunbar with a beautiful move inside. Can't finish, but he'll get the call and he'll go to the line. Kicking himself, trying to get that one to go down. He's 2 for 2 here in the early going. He'll get both of them here. That's a shooting foul.
Nice move though by Dunbar, taking the Euro steps and letting that one float in as Gateway, once that defense stepped up, they pulled the trigger. Couldn't knock it down. Indians just, they can't get these in close shots here in this fourth quarter to fall, but with the first free throw there.
They've certainly kept the door open for the Gators, but Dunbar executes at the free throw line to get himself to 22 points, still the high scorer. The Gators will go back into the half court. Still just a 4-point game. Good backdoor pass. Stevenson could have gone up with it, decided not to, and the Gators will continue to run the half court.
That's good backdoor pass. That's great defense from the Peters Township Indians. 2 players step up, recognizing that the guy got beat.
Nice drive inside, the extra pass. Williams gonna fight his way up. His shot's blocked. That's gonna be last touch by Peters Township, so the Gators will get the ball. But a nice block there inside, and what an excellent crowd we have here on hand for this one. Student sections on both sides, not really any seats open here. In fact, On the home team side, there's a lot of fans in the spillover section.
That was a big block by Thomas Aspinwall, who we haven't said much today, but really good defensive play there from number 5 for Peters Township.
Carr, corner 3, open. That one hits the iron, no good. Gators have struggled to shoot the ball from the perimeter. That's been a big part of the Peters Township offense is there. A reach-in foul on Carr. That'll be his second. That'll be, I believe, the 6th team foul against the Gators. It is. So they'll go into the bonus after the next one. Foul is on the floor, so no free throws. Inbound upcoming.
Now the question is, does Peters Township, do they slow things down here? Do they really try and work open plays as 2 players colliding for the Indians there?
Thompson reached in. Nice pass there. Leads to an open look. Stevenson had to really fight to stay in bounds to keep that one going. Thompson with the nice dribbling there. Dunsmore has it. Thompson will pull the trigger, and he knocks down the 3. And boy, do the Gators need that.
Huge 3 there for Gateway. And that has turned this ball game a little bit around here. That's exactly what Gateway needed after Peters Township was having some looks, but Gateway finally gets one to fall.
Dunbar, the heat check the other way. He knocks it down.
Hand in his face, and he still knocks it down for Peters Township. Incredible shot from Dunbar as he turned to the student section and fires his fans up with that one. And it's gotten even louder in here.
The Gators faithful came to life after the Thompson 3 and then the other way. A big time block. Oh my goodness. The Indians are fired up as that one is Thomas Aspinall. Big time block to keep the lead at 4. Thompson had the step. Alvis Rogers will call the timeout, and listen to this crowd.
Thomas Aspinall has no points, but he has 2 blocks in this 4th quarter. Both of them have been huge for Peters Township.
So we talked about this game up to this point has gone quickly. Just 3 minutes, 17 seconds remaining, but with this being a 4-point game, I have a feeling we're going to see this 3 minutes and 17 seconds take a long time.
It's just, you got to give both fans credit. The energy here is incredible. This is a WPIAL semifinal matchup. I mean, it is packed. There is nowhere really to sit. The fans behind us, they have to stand because they can't sit down and seeing in front of us, and just amazing energy. And we talked about it before. The old saying goes, offense wins games, defense wins championships. Penn Hills is the #1 defense arguably in the WPIAL. There's almost no doubt about that. Both these teams have had incredible defense today. Which defense will step up here in this one to take on that #1 defense in the WPIAL?
So the Gators will have the ball inbounding with just over 3 minutes left. Thompson's last 3 put him into double figures. He's the only Gator with 10 plus. He steps back and he hits another one.
Hand in his face, and it's Williams who responds for Gateway. And a hand check foul on Williams. Ticky-tacky call, but the worst part is that's Williams' 4th foul, I believe.
So that is going to be the 3rd
one.
foul.
Correction, 3rd foul.
On Thompson.
Thompson, yes, my apologies.
Thompson really, with 15 points, has been willing the Gators back into this one as that front end of the 1-and-1 falls after hitting the front of the iron. Make there by McCullough, his first free throw attempt of the day. He'll earn the 2nd. McCullough gets them both. Lead back up to 3, but it's a 1-possession game with under 3 minutes to play. Carr finds a shot there. Had a good look, but can't get that one to go. And now here comes Dunbar.
Gateway's got to get back on defense.
Dunbar floats, finishes. They just can't stop him.
Dunbar's got the height advantage against Thompson, and he goes up as Thompson can't really force that. He doesn't want a fourth foul, so he has to stay home. Dunbar puts it home.
So the lead is now up to 5. Dunbar with 7 points in the fourth quarter, 27 overall. Has been impressive, to say the least. Now MJ Stevenson looking to create. He blows by. The hesitation led to an open look, and Gateway will take a timeout as they pull back within 3. Stevenson now finds himself in double figures with 11 points.
Good move by Stevenson. Great play by Dunsmore to shield the defender away, so Stevenson has that wide open look for the easy layup.
So this has really been the story for Peters Township in this postseason. Get a lead, hang in. Your opponent's going to go on runs, stem the tide, stay ahead by a few, and then poke your head back out in front with timely buckets, big-time shots, and making free throws. And so far, that script has continued for Peters Township. The Gators still have a puncher's chance here, down 3 with 2:07 left, but they're going to need to get some stops.
Again, I mean, we've talked about how Gateway, close game against McKeesport. Don't discredit Peters Township. Close game against a Penn Trafford team that really struggled and kind of fell into the WPIAL playoffs. Only beat them by 12 and then beating South Fayette by 8. So they have staved off the tests from these lower-ranked opponents.
Gators got here by beating the 13-seed Woodland Hills Wolverines by 15 and then hanging on. I guess a furious comeback from the 12th-seeded McKeesport Tigers. An open look from 3. That one hits the front of the iron, no good, but it's another offensive rebound. And the Indians will slow things down here as we trickle under 2 minutes to play. The Gators are going to need a stop. The extra pass inside, contact, and Thompson corrals it. And the Gators have a chance to tie or pull within 1. Thompson, the tough look inside. That one bounces off the iron. Carr thought about the 3. Now it's Thompson. Can't get that one to go, and it's pulled away. Here comes Dunbar the other way, and that's a smart foul by Jaden Carr.
It is. It definitely is. Jaden Carr recognizing that it was Dunbar, Dunbar, I believe, who was coming down the court, and he had a guy trailing the basket as well, so he could have had that outlet pass, but instead, Carr just goes right for him, number 1 and number 2. That brings in number 2. Caleb Pryor is able to check back into the game.
So they'll force Dunbar to earn these at the line. It's a 1-and-1. Dunbar is 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Has looked calm, cool, and collected thus far, but he misses that one right on cue, and it's still a 3-point game.
Big, big miss for Dunbar right now, but how will Peters Township's defense stand up?
65 seconds left in this one.
You don't need a 3 if you're Gateway. You just need a good look. But you gotta move quick. You gotta move within the next 10 or 15 seconds. You need a basket soon. No shot clock, because you gotta remember, Peters Township, if they can get the ball down the court, you gotta start fouling, but you need a basket within the next 10 seconds.
They'll get it inside. Williams turns. Can't get it to go. Ball is loose.
Foul. There you go.
And they'll get the foul call with 26.8 left, and it'll still be a 1-and-1. That'll be the 19th foul against the Gators. And so heading to the line will be Thomas Aspinall, who has not shot a free throw yet in this one and hasn't registered a point yet in this one.
No, he does not have any points yet for Peters Township.
Gets a chance to be the hero here, make this a 2-possession game. His free throw is no good. But the Gators...
Get the rebound! How do you not get the rebound there for Gateway, but they want to travel? They're not going to get one.
Oh my goodness, the Gators knocked it away. Thompson had the rebound. Two Gators players came together. The ball squirts away and then is picked up by Mickey Vaccarello. And now we're at 20.9 seconds left with an inbound upcoming.
Vaccarello, a lot of credit, stayed with the play the whole time, but we've seen this a couple times here on this side of the court in the second half. Gateway has not had clean rebounds on times where no one for Peters Township is in the area. We've seen that ball just kind of lazily rebounded. That time there, too many players, too many fingers in the pie there for Gateway. You just got to get a clean rebound. They only had one player down there for Peters Township. That rebounder is just for this exact reason. If there's an issue, a mistake, that's the reason that he's able to pick that one up. And big miscue for Gateway, and that potentially could be the game right there.
Both teams still have a good bit of timeouts to work with. Peters Township is 2, the Gators have 3. So if the Indians can't get what they're looking for, they'll be able to avoid the 5-second call.
Here we got number 2 and number 2 over there. That's the inbound that they want, Peters Township at least, but Caleb Pryor has had Brendan McDonough on his back all game, and now he has to do the exact opposite. A little role reversal here. We'll see if they can get it inbounded.
Gators going to look to try and get the turnover here. That was a long 4 seconds there, but they'll get it in, and now with 19.7 seconds left, they'll send McCullough to the line, who's 2 for 2 in this one. They'll have a chance to make this a 2-possession game.
McCullough just kind of standing still there until right the last second he knows he needs to cut away and just give him a little bit of separation to get that inbound, and that's exactly what he did there.
So the Indians are in the double bonus.
Now McCullough telling his team, calm things down. Even though you have a 2-possession game, you can't let Gateway move down the floor quickly on lazy defense.
Second one is good. It's a 5-point game.
Got to move fast though, Gateway. You need a basket now.
And it's a turnover, and that's going to do it. Dunbar throws it down. And with just a few seconds left, they're going to let the clock wind, and that's how this one will end. Peters Township survives and advances, and the Gators, they were able to pull within 3 late, but the final 4 points of the contest go to the Indians, and they will go to the final. 62-55, our final score. The Gators will fall to 17-6. They were led by Tylee Thompson's 15 points, MJ Stevenson with 11. But it just wasn't enough offensively, Spencer. It seemed like the Gators really struggled to get good looks in that second half.
And give Peters Township defense a lot of credit. They deserved this one. 62-55. You held a really good offensive team, Gateway, to 55 points. Those last couple of baskets, Peters Township stepped up, and unfortunately for Gateway, they just were not able to. And they had a lot of issues in those last 2 minutes, and that was the difference, really. Dunbar had 29 points. I mean, incredible performance from him. The players stepped up when they needed to for Peters Township.
It really seemed like they just had no answers when Dunbar really got the wheels in motion in transition, using his size and physicality to get to the rim, let alone the fact that he stepped back and hit 4 3-pointers in this one. And Peters Township overall really excelled from beyond the arc.
They did, and I think that the reason that Gateway was able to get themselves back into the game in the first half was because Peters Township went cold on outside the arc. And to be honest, Peters Township, when they started to figure out how they could play inside and they were able to kick the ball out for those open look threes, that was the real difference right now between Gateway and Peters, offensively.
So the Gators battle but come up just a bit short. Their season, though, not over. They will head over to the PIAA side of the bracket and await the end of the WPIAL games, and then they'll step into state tournament action, and we'll plan on hopefully bringing that first round game to you. Details to come. Make sure you follow our Facebook page, Gateway Gator Productions. This has been a GatewayGatorProductions.com presentation led by Adam Gusky, Lee Schaefer Jr., Lee Schaefer III, Spencer Witt, and myself, Vince Russo. We'll sign off here from Mount Lebanon. The Gators fall to 17-6 on the season, and their season in the WPIAL playoffs comes up just short in the semifinals. Peters Township moves to 22-3, and they will head over to face the other Indians, Penn Hills, in what should be a great final next Thursday night at 9 p.m. at the Peterson Event Center. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend.